day one of the challenge and the smoke detector is going off, so that's fun.
Today is day one of letting you pick my meal, and we've got a request for a barbecue and chicken cheese pizza with hot peppers of your choice. Simple and good for day one. If only it were that easy. I'm just going to say right off the bat that I've shot hundreds of videos over the past few years, and this one was one of the most frustrating. I also decided to use Da Bomb hot sauce in my barbecue sauce base, but this isn't the one they use in the show. This one is the Ground Zero version, which is almost 2.5 times spicier. When I saw this comment, I immediately thought of the smoked brisket that Senpai Kai gave me when he visited a couple of months ago. The only problem is that it's a frozen block and I needed to cook it today for the challenge. Good news is that I can sous vide it. I texted Max to make sure it was safe and I got the okay. So it's only been a month since I've used the vacuum sealer and I've already forgotten how to use the slicer.
I don't remember how to use this.
After spending an embarrassingly long amount of time to figure it out, we were good to go. I set it for 155 degrees Fahrenheit and plopped the brisket inside. Next was making the pizza dough. Thanks to Janelle, I have a recipe. Flour, yeast, salt, water, and olive oil. Make sure you don't forget to attach the dough hook.
Oops.
So I think I definitely should have mixed the dry ingredients first because the salt was just a clump. Also, big shout out to Janelle. When she visited me last week, she noticed I didn't have any spatulas, so she got me some. So the salt wasn't mixing in that well, so I took matters into my own hands and mixed it up before using the stand mixer for about 6-ish more minutes. I also added a little more water just because it seemed dry. I sprayed a bowl with nonstick spray, placed in the dough, and covered it up.
Okay, so I got my dough resting, or is it poofing? I don't know. And I've got this in the sous vide, so now I'm gonna go to the store and get the rest of the ingredients.
I went to a local meat market.
Can I just get one chicken breast, please?
So that takes care of the chicken part of the request. And I also grabbed a red onion since that will help provide some crunch and flavor. Then I went to the Italian market to figure out which cheese would be best. I was kind of overwhelmed with the cheese choices, so I asked the employee.
Which cheese would be best for like topping on pizza? Mozzarella. Okay, I'll take 3 of those.
For the peppers, I was thinking banana peppers, but they didn't have any, so I went for the hot whole cherry peppers. I'm back home and the dough doesn't look like it has risen much, but it also doesn't look too bad. I put on my apron and my cat was getting some exercise. Now it's just prepping all the toppings, starting with the peppers first. Then I cut the red onion. Now for the mozzarella. I was thinking of shredding it so I can sprinkle over the pizza, but that's not how things work.
Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that would work, but it didn't, so I'll just rip apart pieces later on.
I just sliced them up so it would be easier to tear apart later. Also, I definitely didn't need 3, so if you have any ideas for what I should do for the rest of the mozzarella, please let me know. Okay, now that I've gotten the easy toppings out of the way, it was time to cook the chicken. Just going to pound out the thicker end so it'll cook more evenly, removing the skin and just seasoning it with salt and pepper since it'll be covered in barbecue and hot sauce. And I'm not really sure why I'm cooking it in a stainless steel pan since I've never cooked chicken in this thing before. I guess I'm just trying to increase the difficulty level or something, because why not? Heated up the olive oil and dropped the chicken breast in along with the skin. I'm going to see if I can crisp it up and use it as a crunchy topping. While the chicken is cooking, I'm mixing up the barbecue sauce with the hot sauce. I'll be using Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce, and the hot sauce says consume 1 drop at a time with extreme caution. I shook up the bottle and poured in a good amount, mixed it up, and then continued cooking the chicken. I spread out the dough in a greased up cast iron skillet. Not gonna lie, I was pretty proud of myself up to this point. Things were going well, and this actually looks like pizza dough. The brisket has been in for 4 hours at this point, and I took it out and it was looking juicy. Also, I don't have a brisket knife, so please don't come at me in the comments for how I sliced this.
A brisket. Jeez Louise.
I couldn't resist. I had to try a bite and oh boy was it good. Props to Kai and his dad for cooking this. I basically just shredded the brisket so I could just spread it on top of the pizza. Man, I couldn't stop snacking on the meat. And then it was time to cut the chicken. I don't know why I didn't use the tongs to help hold the meat. I think the good brisket was impairing my ability to think.
Hot.
Alrighty, things were going great. Got my dough and all my toppings, and the oven is preheated to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. I spread out the sauce, which is smelling very spicy, added the brisket and chicken, and just a couple of slices of the chicken went a long way. I don't know why I thought I would need to use the whole thing. And then I got the crispy chicken skin, which I just sprinkled over the top, got out my mozzarella, and used about 3/4 of the one in the balls. Next were the cherry peppers.
Alright, I might have gone overkill with the ingredients, but it's really too late to back out now. Yeah, I went overkill.
With all the toppings on, I drizzled a bit more barbecue sauce for good luck. I was very happy with how it looked and couldn't wait for how it turned out.
Alrighty, good luck. Bye.
I don't really know why I said bye to it, maybe because I just built an emotional attachment to it or something. So after a minute in, the smoke detector went off, and this is the very first time it's gone off here, which says a lot since I cook steak quite often. I don't know if it was from the hot sauce or the high heat of the cast iron skillet being in there, but it didn't seem that smoky. I grabbed my mouse pad and started fanning the detector, which got it to turn off. I also opened up the windows.
I opened the oven with the eyes right at the opening, and the fumes got me.
After 10 minutes, it didn't look done, so I added 4 minutes.
Maybe not.
I put it in for 4 more minutes. I don't know what the theme with 4 is.
Okay, but doesn't that almost look like a pizza commercial though? Advertising Lisa's Spicy Pizza. Alright, I think I'm losing it. Jeez Louise.
Alright, take 2. This time I did 3 minutes. Okay, now it's done. The crust looks nice and brown. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh no. What the?
I really just wanted some pizza, y'all. Oh well, good things come with patience. I put it in for another 8 minutes.
If it's raw, it's raw.
I just took it out because I didn't want the toppings to be more overcooked than they already were. It doesn't look too bad.
Pizza crust fail.
I grabbed 1 slice and put the rest back in the oven so it could continue cooking while I ate this piece because I was hungry. Spicy. Ooh. Yeah, this should have been a spice tolerance day. That is just straight up heat. Holy smokes. Spicier than I thought it would be with that little amount that I put in there. Ooh, the brisket's so good. It was really spicy. Also, the dough is really salty, so I have a feeling that I put too much salt in it. I did, in fact, put too much salt into it. Instead of the 5/8 of a teaspoon I was supposed to put in, I put in a whole tablespoon. In my defense, I was splitting a recipe in half in my head, plus I got it mixed up with the olive oil number. Okay, that's a pretty weak excuse. Moral of the story, write everything out. This is where I made my next mistake. Well, besides the pizza resembling hockey pucks. Always let your food cool down. I took my second bite and...
Alright, no big deal, but I just burned my lip pretty bad.
I let the pizza cool down and went to finishing the last pieces. So salty.
So full. Last piece. I don't think that was worth it, but yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so it was a rough day, but I figured why not just make it a spice tolerance day? So to combat the heat, I'm going to try almond milk, which I had because I was going to try and make ice cream.
This is actually my first time trying almond milk, and I don't know how I feel about it. It is helping with the spice, I believe, but it also could be that my mouth is happy with the soothing effect it's having on my burnt mouth and my burnt lip. So could be either or, but the spice, I mean, has died down at this point. It was really spicy, and I will be redoing this for tomorrow because I can't believe I let this get the better of me. I need to sleep this off and figure out a new game plan, but we'll see.
This video was only supposed to be a minute long, but here we are. And tomorrow is going to be a new day and we're gonna conquer the pizza. Also, I got my 10K steps in today.